We're joined now by Mike Blady. He's the President and CEO of Golden Ridge, an interesting gold explorer in the Golden Triangle. Pretty straightforward. Laser pointer forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike Blady. I'm CEO, President, Golden Ridge Resources. We're a junior explorer in BC's Golden Triangle. We trade on the TSX Venture under symbol GLDN. As always, the customary disclosure of I'll be making some forward-looking statements in this presentation. So we're focused on high-grade gold and bulk tonnage, copper, gold, silver deposits in the Golden Triangle. We do have some other satellite projects that we work on, but our main focus is the Golden Triangle. We've been drilling now for 2 years in the Golden Triangle. This is our second year of actually testing the targets that we've developed over the last few years. We originally acquired this project from Barrick Gold in 2014. It was a private company at that point. And since then, we've went public in 2017 in October. We've been public about 1 year. And we've raised about $7 million so far. And we're actively targeting the project and trying to build out a new resource. There is a historic, small at-surface, high-grade resource, or medium grade. It's about 4.5 grams per ton of 60,000 ounces, all within about 30 meters of the surface. But we're looking for an elephant, right? Because a little resource like that's not going to get you very far, especially in the Golden Triangle. So quickly, we'll get to the cap table because it's always something I like to talk about first and foremost. So we have about 79 million shares out after we received about $1.6 million of warrant exercise this year. We have about 16 million warrants, 4 million options, so fully diluted just under 100 million. In terms of our management, we're lucky to have two veterans of the mining and the exploration industry, Dr. Bill Lindquist and Larry Nagy. So both of them had made some major discoveries, not only in the Golden Triangle, but in other parts of the world. So they've been instrumental in helping us and myself personally kind of navigate running a company, running an exploration company, and the things that we need to do to be successful. And the best way to be successful is to learn from people that have been successful. So in terms of our project, we're located right in the heart of the Golden Triangle. GT Gold, which is a story that's familiar to a lot of you here in this room today, is about 55 kilometers north as the crow flies. Directly east of us is Red Chris. To the south, you have Pretium, Brucejack, SK Creek, and then to the west, Galore Creek, which is a JV with Teck. Right now, interesting enough, Evrim Resources surrounds us, the Ball Creek porphyries. And what they've done is they've just signed a long-term JV deal with Antofagasta, which is one of the largest, if not the largest, copper producer in the world. And they're very actively exploring for porphyries in this area. So when we made a copper porphyry discovery this year, we had a lot of interest from them and other countries in the area. So we're 15 kilometers off Highway 37, which is the main thoroughfare in the Golden Triangle. It also parallels the Northwest Transmission Line, which provides power to Red Chris and some of the other mines in the area here. In terms of kind of the regional geology, we're right on the BCGS red line, which Jeff Kaiba, one of the BCS geologists, has put forth a few years ago. And basically what it is transition between the Stahini and the Hazelton group of rocks here. And it's thought to be one of the major mineral emplacement devices in the Golden Triangle. And all the major mines and deposits lie within a few kilometers of this BCS BCGS red line, and we are right on that. It goes right through our project. So looking back at the exploration we've done since we've got the project in 2015 after signing the agreement in 2014. The first thing we did was we did a number of geochemistry and geophysical surveys. So we have a very good gold anomaly on this project. We have 86 samples of greater than a gram gold, which for a glaciated area is a very large amount of gold to find in the soil. Normally, a lot of it's stripped away from processes of erosion. And also you can see that the trend here, about 4.5 kilometers of golden soil, which is a very robust trend for us. One of the things that we did do is we did a soil sample program here to the west of Hank Creek. No one had ever looked over there, and we were able to uncover a copper gold and soil anomaly, which no one had ever known about. There's never been any copper on the property, and that kind of led to us doing some more work there in the following year and making the discovery of the Williams Zone, which is a gold-rich copper porphyry. So we're zoomed in here a bit. So before I get more into the Williams Zone, some of our 2017 drill highlights, we were focused more on kind of what we're now calling more of a pyrite halo to potentially the larger porphyry root of the system, which is the Williams Zone, and also on some of the epithermal targets over here. So right up here is where the historic resource was, and one of the old interpretations and geologic model put forth by previous operators was there was a large hydrothermal breccia pipe here that kind of sourced a lot of the mineralization in the lower alteration zone and the upper alteration zone here. And we effectively proved that wrong last year in 2017. So we were kind of left scratching our heads, and we had to go back to the drawing board and come up with a new model. So we went across the creek. We started doing some geophysics and some mapping on the other side of the creek here. And lo and behold, we uncovered this bullseye anomaly. This is a ground mag survey here. It's about 400 meters in diameter there. And what we did this year is we went back and we drilled it. And we had some extremely good results. We drilled 327 meters of 0.35 gold and 0.31 copper, 2 grams silver on our very first hole, which was the discovery hole this year. Now, since then, we've drilled 8 holes in the Williams Zone. They've all hit this potassic altered monzonite, and now we're starting to vector in on the higher grade part of this system. So this was our target matrix here in 2018. So for such a small property, just under 2,000 hectares, we had a lot of targets to go after and attack this year. So we tried to do the best we could with the exploration dollars we had, and we had 2 rigs going, and we focused one half of the rigs on the boiling zone, which is a large 400 meter diameter of golden soil anomaly of greater than 5 grams a ton, and then obviously the other part on the Williams Zone. So from our targets in the epithermal side, we had some very good results as well. We drilled 20 meters of just under 12 grams gold equivalent, which was not overly well received in the market. It's a tough market out there. But I think when we get to the rest of our results, we're still rating on about 60% of our results from our drilling campaign this year. We'll have some hopefully higher grade numbers, both in the Williams Zone and as well as our epithermal targets. Now, one thing to point out here on this slide, which is very unique, is what we're looking at here in these 2 yellow alteration zones. They seem to be kind of pyrite halos, typical of what you would see in a larger porphyry system. So until the intrusion in the porphyry was discovered here this year, no one really knew what the source of these were. So one of the first things we did after we made the discoveries, we did some IP, and we tried to find out, where is this thing going, what is it doing, and what can we do to kind of vector into the center of the system. So we did 6 3-kilometer IP lines over the target. These also ran over onto Evrim and Antofagasta's ground. So we kind of split the survey, we shared the results, and as a team, we're looking at them right now and we're evaluating them. And basically what we saw is at depth, you're seeing the system, it's starting to blow out. And one of the unique things about the mineralogy that we're seeing at the Williams is in the center, in the monzonite, there is no pyrite, really. It's a boronite-rich system, some digenite, chalcopyrite, but you're not seeing any pyrite. So when you're seeing the high chargeability that we're seeing on these IP lines, really what it's correlated highly with is the actual mineralization of the system. You can see the top is resistivity, the lower slide there is the chargeability. So that's directly through the actual Williams zone anomaly. And then moving on, this is line 000, which is right at the bottom of the valley. And you can see here, this one is completely buried. We haven't targeted this anomaly yet, but it blows out to a significant size. And once we get the other 4 IP lines back and we rework our geologic model, put everything in a wireframe, get all of our results back, we'll be coming back next year with a much larger rig, and we'll be hoping to kind of get the same results that our neighbors to the north, GT Gold, and our neighbors to the east, Red Chris, have been having. Uniquely enough, the mineralization, the mineralogy, they're almost identical in terms of the type of rocks we're encountering there. And also the grade for us is also increasing at depth. So only being able to drill down 600 meters this year was a bit of a detriment maybe to our success, but I think what we'll find next year is we're going to be having a much more powerful rig. We'll be able to go up to 1,500 meters depth and hopefully really find the high-grade core of the sample. So here was us making the kind of initial discovery by hand trenching. Here's the discovery hole itself and some of the results from it. Our other property that we have, which is also a discovery-focused target, and that's kind of what we do. We are exploration geologists and we want to make discoveries. This is in the Braylorn camp, and we'll be drilling this off of this winter. We'll be doing some drill holes on what is still today the highest producing gold region in British Columbia. We'll be drilling the splays off the Cadwallader Fault there. And then our other property, we've optioned to Fireweed Zinc, which is currently working. They had an exploration program there this year, and we also have a royalty to Cobalt 27 on that. So it has some very nice cobalt targets on it. So in what's coming next? Well, we got 21 holes of results. We've drilled 30 to date, so we got 9 more holes to go. We're well positioned. We got about $2.5 million in the bank, $14 million market cap. Everybody got in this deal at about 12.5 cents, 15 cents. We took it up to 50 plus cents on the discovery, and I think there's a lot of opportunity for more. You can see with some of our results, 9 out of the 21 holes we've got results for have been greater than 100 gram meters per ton, and there's been a constant increase in kind of the grade and the richness of what we're drilling here right now. So as if the trend continues from Hank 17001 to the end of Hank 18016, we'll be doing very good. So thank you very much for the time, and if there's any questions.
I think we have 1 minute for questions, just probably one quick one.
What was the average depth of your holes you drilled?
So the average depth, we tried to go as deep as we could. Most of them were between 500 to 600 meters. Our deepest one was 603.5. And by then, the horsepower on the rig, we couldn't really go much deeper. It became very slow, yeah.
How was the core recovery?
Recovery was very good. Yeah, recovery was excellent on the Williams zone. Not so much on the epithermal. Epithermal was not very good. But okay, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mike.